Hello and welcome to the CIA Corner. I am Ubed Jerry, your co-host for today. And yes, I would like to throw lights on the issue, the story that says 16 soldiers were attacked in the process of settling a land dispute between two communities in Delta State. Well, you can also be a part of our show. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please subscribe, turn on your notification button, connect with us across all our social media platforms so that when we draw videos like this, you get to receive our notifications. Well, let's go for a very quick break. When we come back, we look into the story properly. Right, welcome back from that very quick break. Well, the sad story, we are hearing that the military personnel that are supposed to secure our lives and the country in general, we're hearing that they came out to do what they know what to do best, how to secure and bring peace in the land. They were invited, they were called upon to settle a land dispute between two communities in the southern region of Delta State. And throughout the hustle and bustle, we could find out the end result that came out was that 16 of these soldiers were attacked and they lost their life in the process. And these 16 soldiers included a captain, 2 majors, and 1 commanding officer and 12 other recruit soldiers. This is a very sad one to hear, that these persons that were called upon to bring peace amongst these communities were killed. Now, it's not something that the government, the country should remove their eyes from. This is a very serious issue. How did 16 soldiers come out from their duty post to bring peace and their lives were lost in the process? Now we could see most of the times, this is not the first time such issues are happening, where soldiers or policemen, other security personnel would come to restore peace and settle disputes, and in the process they would lose their lives. But this is recording a high number compared to what we've been hearing before now. And in Delta State, in communities, rural communities in Delta State, this is not the first time, this is not the second, and it's not even the third where we would hear that they've been having land dispute. Over time, we would hear that, okay, they are dragging for land boundaries, borders, and even the sizes of land. This now brings us to the importance of having CFO, knowing that the papers for the land, registering these lands with the federal government so as to know where your boundaries and where the limitations of these lands are. Well, we could see many rural communities, many villages in these rural communities do not register their lands. They just maybe have a tree or a post where they would use to signify this is where the boundaries of these lands are. Now, in these Delta communities, 2 communities were having issues. One was saying, this was where my forefathers were farming, and this was the boundary where we use. The other person was saying, no, you are going out of your own boundary and entering into my own land. So it was bringing dispute from one family to another till it involved 2 communities, and it was bringing violence. This was why they cried upon the military personnel to come out and save them. We know that wherever the military personnel are being called upon, these people in this region do go fast, coordinating themselves. Now, when these people, when these soldiers came out, you could see they were attacked and lives were lost. Some persons are saying this is political. Some persons are saying this is a propaganda, while some persons are saying it's a means to eradicate this specific number of soldiers in this community. While one said it's political because of how the political saga in Delta State have been going in recent times, and how the planned election in this state, their gubernatorial election, is going towards the direction of bringing subtle conflicts. Now, on the other hand, on the person saying it's a way of eradicating these soldiers, some are saying this specific number of soldiers are people that do not want ill to happen in these communities. So they came out and they now said it's more like they selected this number of soldiers, these specific soldiers, the majors, the captains, the commanding officer, and even the recruit soldiers, to come out and in a way attack them. While we could also see that there is no record of civilians living in that community that we heard that they were attacked also. Assuming we saw records of, let's say, 5 to 7 persons from these communities that were killed also, we would know maybe it resulted to a brawl, to a conflict whereby the soldiers were having a little fight with these people. But we could see no records of these community people. That is why some persons are going as far as saying, okay, this was a setup, this was a plan to lynch this specific number of soldiers. Well, if we say that it is a plan, that is to say there are more to come if this specific issue is being ignored. Now the Brigadier General of that region is coming out to say that they are investigating this issue. They are looking upon this issue. Yes, it's a right thing to do to investigate this issue properly. If not, worse ones will happen. Because if we see that these people that were assaulted and killed are being ignored, worse ones will happen. Maybe they would plan another setup to lynch more soldiers and to reduce the number of soldiers sent to this region. In times past, we've seen in different states, even as far as Plateau State, where soldiers are being attacked. And we know the outcome. We know that in one time, nothing was done about it, only giving a press briefing that investigations are being conducted, arrests are being made, and at the end, these investigations would not yield any fruit. And even in Delta State, we've seen times past they are having communal clashes as regards the oil spillage, settlement from oil organizations, and even land. Now, one would ask, what is the duty, what is the role, what's the responsibility of these chiefs, the village chiefs, the kings, and the elders in these communities? How would you be in these communities? And consecutively, these kinds of clashes, communal clashes, would be happening as regards lands, and you are custodians of the law governing these communities. Because I came across someone saying that the military is not supposed to intervene in communal issues, in social as regards these people, because they are from one tribe, one culture. They are not supposed to involve themselves. But why wouldn't they involve when the chiefs and kings could not settle this issue that resulted into violence? And then this is part of their job, to keep peace and orderliness in the society. Now, it's not a way to justify their killing. No activity would make their lives be a justification for them to be killed. Actually, it's not. Now, the Brigadier General is saying that this issue is being thoroughly investigated and that some arrests have been made. This is where it draws us to another point of view. We've seen in times past where issues like this will happen in different communities, in different states, in different societies, and the military personnel will storm that environment and conduct arrest on different kind of people, huge number of persons to be investigated, while it's a permitted one, while it's a very civil thing to do, to at least know how and what happened, hear from eyewitnesses and all of that. Some persons are being arrested. We've seen in different times when after they have been arrested, they have been investigated, and to find out that these persons are maybe innocent and maybe they did not even witness what happened. They might not even be released. We could see an example is what happened in Ahuda local government just in recent times, where these two Baba and his team killed a police officer and buried him in a shallow grave. We'll hear the police said they conducted investigations for months and found out where he was buried. And they intercepted these two Baba and his crew members and killed them. Whereas the people that were arrested and investigated have not been released till date. Some persons that are over 5 persons that were arrested that time have not been released till date. Some of them were granted bail. Imagine being arrested for being innocent. After you conducted investigations, you find out that this person is being innocent, and you're expecting that person to pay a huge sum of as far as 200 to 300,000 to bail themselves for knowing nothing about this issue that's happened. Now, I am saying that when the Brigadier General and all other persons involved in this investigation process find out that these persons that have been arrested are innocent, they should let them go free. Because this is one of the reasons why people in the community do not want to speak out. We will see where people will witness what happened in communities where lives were lost, where properties were stolen, where people are being lynched and attacked. They would not want to talk, because if they come out to speak, they would say they are suspects. They would say they are part of it. Then they would be arrested, and their time would be wasted. They would spend their time in the cells and in different guard rooms, all because of they want to speak. And that is why most of them will say, instead of me to talk that I saw what happened in this place, let's act like nothing ever happened. So you see, they should let these people go when they find out they are innocent. And The most important thing is, it's not about saying that we, the military personnel, the federal government will conduct investigations about who killed these military personnel. It's about the aftermath of the investigation. You let it get to the end when you conduct this investigation and you find out that what happens if they find out that this killing of these soldiers are linked to a top high parastatal in the political office or in the military office? Would the investigation still be conducted? Because we know we are in Nigeria and we've known things that happens in Nigeria at times when an investigation is being conducted and we see that is linked to a high profile politician. They will look for ways to sweep it off the carpet. So the federal government should not do such a thing. They should make sure they bring every perpetrator of this act from the top parastatal to the last person to book, so that we would believe in the country more, we believe in the government more, because most persons are losing hope in the government. When this news came out, somebody was telling me that after they say they want to investigate, they will just end up leaving this issue and moving on like nothing happened. The Nigerian government, the military personnel should prove us wrong. Let us know that, okay, we still have hope in the security personnel. We still have hope in the federal government. Well, this is where I draw our curtains for today. You heard what has been discussed here. If you have anything to add to it, if you have any suggestion to the military, to the federal government, or if you have any idea as to what happened in that community, please write to our comment section and drop your comment. And if you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please subscribe. Click on the notification icon. Subscribe to all our social media platforms, so that you get to receive our notifications and you get to receive updates when I bring it back to you. My name is Obed Jerry, your co-host for today, and this has been the CIA Corner here on TAF TV. See you next time.